Hi everyone, welcome to Vic's Bricks, and we're doing a quick run through of my Chinatown that I've set up on top of the table here. Now, Chinatown is, none of them are Lego. They are a variety of Chinese company brands, and there's, I think, 5 modulars that belong to like one company, and then the rest are all sort of all over the place. But they do have the same sort of similar look, similar feel with the green and gold and black on the roofs like that. So we're just going to have a quick look through. There's so much going on in here that, yeah, it's very, very busy. But we'll start at this end and we'll work our way through. Now, this is one of the temples. I can't remember the name of the temple, but it is one of the Chinese temples that we have in there. And then that little train station I made up myself, because as you can see, we've got an elevated train that runs through, and one of the modulars up the other end is actually like a train station, elevated train station. So I thought we would have one stop up there and obviously one stop down here. So as I said, we'll go through the bigger models and then we'll have a look at the finer details that are happening. So one of the temples here, the modulars that I said were part of the same group of modulars. You have a little martial arts school there. You have, can I say brothel, which is that's what it is. You have a restaurant there. You have what's called a silk shop where they sell the fabrics, and this is the tea shop. Now, inside, I think I've put some photos in there for you. Inside, there's all sorts of things happening in there. Like the tea shop, I like, there's little tables with little tiny cups and teapots and things like that. So there's something happening inside all of these models, like with most of the modulars that you get. So there's a lot happening. There isn't anything in here, but there is in all those 5 modulars. So sticking to this end, I've got a couple of the like arches, I suppose, like entry arches. I have 3 different styles of those, and I have 3 different statues. This one's the dragon, and then we've got a lion over there, and then up the other end is another lion as well. So they're the sort of, and the money tree. This is like a good luck money tree. It has money hanging off it and things like that and all around. So that's basically like a centerpiece for this area of Chinatown. And the little bits, let's have a look what we've got. We've got a group of guys carrying a lady in a, I don't know what you call them. Where 4 people hold it and walk along. But yeah, and lots of little stalls here. This one's selling some yummies. This one's selling animals. This one's a face painting one. And this is a drinks one. There's a guy with a little rickshaw carrying fireworks by the looks of it. And running up the start here is the dragons on the stick, where the guys carry the dragons and they move up there. And coming across to here, there's another couple of those Chinese, what do you call them, that sort of cats, dragon cats, up there where he's doing that. And a lot of people sort of wandering around, having tea in the tea thing here. So a lot of people wandering around. There's a guy in a rickshaw being carried through. This centerpiece is basically the centerpiece of Chinatown. So up the end of those, like they have on Chinese New Year, those cats, dragon, lion, tigers. I'm not really sure, not really up on the Chinese thing there, but this is all the food stalls and all sorts of things happening through here. So that did come as a part of another set that you could buy modulars with, but I'd already bought these modulars separately and built them, and then I found this. It's like the centerpiece, and it said lots of things happening in there. I've gone through and put a lot of minifigs, so this is basically finished. It's I just got a little bit more tiling to do under here, but yeah, it's, as far as everything else is concerned, it's all done. Minifigs are done, tiles are done, everything's all done in here. So we're going to move up to this half of Chinatown. Right, so we're going to do this half. And this is what I said, that was the centerpiece up there with a entry arch all the way up with all sorts of things happening up there. And then that's those traditional lions, dragon lions that they have up in there. There's a couple of guys sitting in the front there playing musical instruments and things. So there's a lot of things happening through there. Moving back to this way, up there is a theatre. It's not the same as the other modulars. That's a theatre, and that one's a theatre as well. This one's more of a sort of modern type theatre. This one is set back in the, you've got a guy who's got like the traditional sort of face painted things. So yeah, he's a cool little guy. I like him. I'll put him right there. I like him. He doesn't want to sit. There you go. Right, so theatre there, and then again you've got the, all the stuff happening up there like you did down through there. This is just a house. They're having a big banquet dinner in there, and lots of little kids with fireworks and things. So it's obviously, I don't know whether they're celebrating Chinese New Year or just a festival, but yeah, there's a lot of kids with firecrackers and things like that. So that's really good. Moving up here, this is just another house as well. So we've just the normal houses here with a few things happening. Another lot of guys with the dragon on the stick that they're walking up through the part of there. That's the other statue of the lion that I mentioned when we were down there. And yeah, that lovely theatre in there. This one as well is another one of those traditional lion where the guys get in there and dance around. So that's a nice little one that we've got up in there. Another couple of carts with fireworks. So it's obviously going to be some kind of festival happening through here. Another arch to go through there. Now that one up the back there, it's up the back for a reason, because it's very fragile. So I don't want little fingers touching it. It's basically, I suppose it's shaped like a lantern, but there's nothing inside it except you can turn the lights on and there's like pictures coming through there. But that's a nice little piece, but it's very, very fragile, as you can see, with all the little bits and pieces. So it's hiding right at the back so little fingers can't touch it. Going on to the last of our modulars in Chinatown. This is the one that I mentioned had the elevated train station. So there's little doors and things there, and little guy sunbaking up the top. So this was another separate modular, not related to all the others. So it doesn't have as you saw with the different ones, this one's just got a plain green. Those modulars that belonged in a set had the green and gold and black, and that one's orange and red, same as this one. So keeping with the colours of, I guess, the China theme. But yeah, this one is a good one. You've got all sorts of things happening inside there. Little shops down the bottom, and yeah, to get onto the train station out here. So the elevated train goes all the way around the outside. It's got a stop down that end and a stop up this end. And last of all, we've got the boat race that I've put in here. We've got two lots of, when they do the boat race, you've got the red and the green, and they're coming down. I've made a waterway through here, and they end going through there. The judges are there, and this waterway separates Japan, where, as I said, Japan's one of my next ones that I've got to finish it off. But yeah, so I've kept Japan there, the waterway in there, and then to go down to Chinatown. Now, there's a lot of real little bits and pieces that are quite good. You've, like, the ones on here, you've got little tiles that have Chinese writing on them. Not sure what they say, obviously, but yeah, a lot of these things do come with the Chinese writing on them. And I've put the minifigs in here. I would hazard a guess, probably close to about 150 minifigs running around through here. I've got some inside the modulars, but yeah, I mean, there's about 10 just there in that little section there. So I've gone and put all of them in there, And yeah, so it's pretty well finished. But I liked it very much because it was different to, like Lego don't do Chinatown. And trust me, there's so much more out there, but I just didn't have enough room to do any more. And I think that's plenty for a Chinatown. It does run, oh, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 9 base plates long, so it's pretty long on here, and I think it's about 4.5, 5 base plates deep. So it's a pretty big display, and I think it turned out very nicely as its own section. So if you're into, if you want to add that little bit extra to your city, you want to do a Chinatown, there's so much out there. As I said, not with Lego, but again, AliExpress, my favourite shop, they have heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps and heaps. And just little, you can buy a couple of little things. Like I think I bought this arch and that little thing, I think came as part of that modular. But this little house here, I think, again, you can pick them up for, $20, $30. And the modulars are about the same price as a modular. You're looking at about the 100 to 150, depending on the size of the modulars. So they're quite involved. They're around about the 3,000 pieces. So they're not just put together ones. And as I said, plenty of detail on them. And yeah, if you want to do a Chinatown, please jump in and have a go. And a lot of the things, the ideas, especially of the up and downs, the layout, I just sort of made up as I went along. But I think this was the first thing that I did on in the shed, because I'd had it all finished, and I think then came the city a bit later. But I did this first, and I really enjoyed putting it together. So have a go, keep building, and hooray!